In a world where justice and vengeance often wear the same face, what would you do if the one suffering before you was also the one who once caused the suffering of others? Welcome to another tale from Whispers of Elsewhere, where stories walk the line between shadow and light. If you believe that every soul has a story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Now, step into the rain with us and ask yourself, would you save him? Let us begin our story. It was a cold, grey evening. Rain poured like sorrow from the sky, each drop a tiny hammer blow on the stones that littered the ground, each gust of wind a mournful sigh. In the heart of a broken village, a young man knelt in the mud. His body was a canvas of bruises, his breaths shallow gasps, his eyes squeezed tightly shut. Around him, a crowd had gathered, their faces hard, eyes burning with a cold fire, their lips moving in silent curses. They struck him, kicked him, spat names, soaked in grief and fury. From a distance, you watched. A stranger to this place, perhaps a passerby with a heart too soft to ignore the scene, a soul too empathetic to turn away. Your hand twitched. You wanted to help, to reach out, to offer solace, but something held you back. As you stood there, frozen between instinct and hesitation, an old man stepped into your space, his eyes hollowed by too much loss, his shoulders burdened by unseen weights. He looked at the kneeling figure and then back at you, his gaze intense. "You don't know who he is, do you?" he asked, his voice raspy, like the rustle of dead leaves underfoot. You shook your head, your throat tightening. The truth was, you didn't. You didn't know who he was, who any of them were, what had brought you to this desolate place. All you knew was the raw, visceral need to help, to heal the wounds that bled into the night. "He's the one who burned our village," the old man continued, his words heavy with pain. "He's the reason my children never came home. Their laughter, their light, all consumed by the flames, they say. He started, and now you stand in the rain, heart trembling with doubt, mind grappling with the accusations, searching for answers in the old man's accusing eyes. But he offers none, only the chilling certainty of his grief. So you turn back to the kneeling figure, seeking solace in his bowed form, in the pathetic state of defeat. And that's when the boy looks up. He does so slowly, like a wounded animal, wary, hesitant, his gaze searching for an escape that wasn't there. His face is streaked with blood and dirt, his eyes wide and lost, mirroring the turmoil within you. In that moment, the accusation hanging in the air, the old man's words echoing in your ears, you see not a monster, but a victim, another innocent soul marred by the cruel twists of fate. Then he speaks, his voice hoarse, barely a whisper, yet it cuts through the din of the crowd, piercing the heavy silence that follows. "I don't remember," he says, and the despair in his tone breaks your heart. "I don't even know who I am." And suddenly, all the pieces fall into place. You see not a villain, but a lost child, a soul so broken it has forgotten its name. How could you condemn a shattered being who doesn't even know the depths of its own despair? You take a step forward, then another, the mud sucking at your feet, grounding you to the reality of this moment. The old man reaches out, trying to stop you, but it's too late. You are beyond his reach, beyond the judgment of the crowd. And now you kneel beside the boy, ignoring the angry shouts, the accusatory glares. You cup his face in your hands, his skin cold and clammy, his eyes searching yours for answers that you don't have. "Who am I?" he whispers, and the question hangs in the air, heavy with unspoken truths, with the weight of a life lived and lost. You look into his eyes, trying to find a flicker of recognition, a spark of the person he once was, of the boy he might still be. But there's nothing, just a bottomless well of despair. Then, because you have no answers, because you can't bear the sight of his shattered soul, you do the only thing you can. You embrace him, pulling him close, letting him cry out, letting him scream into the void. As you hold him, feeling his tremors racking his small frame, you realize that you are not just saving him from the physical pain that contorts his features, but from the deeper torment that eats away at his very being. In that moment, you become a beacon of hope in a sea of despair, a single candle flame in the gathering darkness. You offer him not just solace, but a chance at redemption, a possibility of healing, however faint. The crowd watches in stunned silence. They see not a monster, but a reflection of themselves, their anger momentarily forgotten in the face of such raw despair. You stay with the boy until the first rays of dawn touch the horizon, chasing away the dark shadows that have clung to him for so long. As the sky begins to lighten, you feel the shift in energy, the grudging acceptance dawning on the faces around you. Slowly, the tension ebbs, replaced by a weary understanding. The old man who had tried to stop you, his face etched with grief, steps closer. He looks at the boy, his eyes softening, the accusation fading from his gaze. "Who are you?" he asks, his voice gentler now, a sliver of hope replacing the harshness. The boy looks up, his eyes still filled with pain, but now there's a flicker of recognition, a spark of something new. "I don't know," he whispers, "but it's not the same as before." This time there's a hint of resolve in his voice, a suggestion of a battle waged within. Then he looks at you, his gaze sincere, and says, "But maybe you can help me find out." And as you meet his eyes, you know that this is just the beginning. The road ahead will be long and fraught with peril, but you won't walk it alone. You have each other now, bound together by a shared past and a fragile hope for the future. The villagers, their faces etched with the hardships of their lives, their eyes reflecting the turmoil of their souls, begin to disperse. They leave you and the boy alone in the remnants of the morning mist, the rising sun casting long shadows that stretch towards the horizon. The old man stays, his presence a silent promise of support, his gaze steady and reassuring. You rise, brushing the mud from your clothes, your heart heavy with the task ahead. You turn to the boy, extending a hand, and he takes it, his fingers cold but firm. Together, you walk towards the rising sun, leaving the ruins of the past behind you. Along the way, you gather supplies, food and water, clothing and bandages. The villagers, though taciturn, offer what they can, their gruff words a mere veneer over their latent kindness. As you tend to the boy's wounds, clean and fresh, you notice the intricate patterns of scars that map his body. Each mark a story, a testament to a life endured rather than lived. When you ask about them, the villagers shake their heads, their eyes distant, lost in the memories they would rather forget. The boy, too, seems hesitant to speak of his past, as if certain chapters are best left unwritten. Yet as days turn into weeks, you sense a change in him. The vacant look in his eyes gradually gives way to curiosity, then to wonder. He begins to explore his surroundings, asking questions about the world that had seemed so alien to him. You answer patiently, sharing stories of your own life, hoping to kindle a spark of joy, to remind him that life, despite its hardships, is worth living. One evening, as you sit around a campfire, the flames dancing in the twilight, the boy turns to you, his eyes serious beyond his years. "Why did you save me?" he asks, his voice echoing in the stillness. You look into his eyes, seeing not a lost soul, but a resilient spirit, a testament to the enduring power of the human heart. "Because you needed help," you say simply, and no one else seemed willing to offer it. The boy falls silent, his gaze returning to the flickering flames. After a while, he speaks again, his voice barely a whisper. "I want to find my purpose," he says, "to make the world a better place, to honor those who have been lost." His words hang in the air, heavy with the weight of his determination. You smile, your heart swelling with pride. "Then let's start now," you say, reaching out to squeeze his hand. "Let's start by helping each other." As the night deepens and the stars begin to twinkle in the inky expanse above, you continue your journey. With each passing day, the bond between you and the boy grows stronger. Forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the trials you face together, you encounter kindness from unexpected sources and face danger with a newfound sense of courage. The boy, though still bearing the scars of his past, becomes a beacon of hope, a symbol of the indomitable spirit that resides in us all. Your path is not always easy, but you persevere, guided by the belief that every sunrise is a new opportunity to heal, to grow and to love. And so you walk on, hand in hand, ready to face whatever lies ahead, knowing that in unity there is strength and in shared purpose there is healing. Some say justice is balance, others say it's simply another name for revenge. But between memory and mercy, between guilt and redemption, lies a question we all must face. Is a person only what they've done or what they choose to do next? Thank you for walking with us through the rain. If this story stirred something in you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Until next time, may your choices always lead you toward the light.